background on our next guest here. His name is Darren Cole. He shares the very same name and the very same birth date with another man who is wanted by police. Some more background here. Darren Cole says he's been detained more than 60 times by police, arrested, spent time in the lockup, had guns pointed at him, all on the belief that he was the man named in a Southern Illinois arrest warrant that dates back to 2006. That other man, also known as Darren Cole, also had the same birthday. Even their driver's license numbers are nearly identical. His life has been a nightmare, he says, since 2006 with everything that has been going on, and he is joining the show now to talk more about it. Darren Cole is joining us along with his attorney, Luke Fernbach. There's now a federal lawsuit because this, truly, and I'm so sorry for what you've been through, Darren, it truly seems like a living nightmare, the way you've had to live with the police constantly thinking it. Tell me, what's on your mind? What do you think?
Right now, I'm getting nervous about thinking about it. Just talking about it right now, I'm nervous, but I'm glad it's coming to an end. It's been a long journey. You know, I did a lot of research and going here and going there, trying to get this over with. And, I lost one battle. I was trying to fight to keep my marriage for 33 years. I lost my wife due to the fact she thought I was lying when they had me detained. So it's been a long journey.
I think that you've probably been told you've been a liar a lot because of it. I mean, it sounds 60 times. I'm sure you were trying to plead your case every single time. Hey, it's not me. Hey, I have the same name. At some point, you probably figured this out, that this person might have had the same name and birthday as you. And didn't you?
Yeah.
How did that go?
I went to the police station and I went to headquarters, got fingerprinted, and went to the 26th of California, tried to get this done. I've been through several different lawyers trying to get them to take the case. Man, it's been hard. Like I said, I was fighting two cases, trying to fight to keep my family and fight trying to get this over with. I almost gave up. I almost killed myself a couple of times, man, over this stuff. Cause I felt like I didn't have nowhere to turn to.
Mm-hmm. I heard that you were afraid to drive your car, that family members, friends didn't want to drive in your car with you because they thought, you're going to get pulled over.
No, my kids got tired of somebody picking them up from the police station when they were young. So that's why they stopped riding in the car, because they were scared that if they ride in car with me, they're going to go back to jail for me. So, when we had to go out to dinner, I had to ride in the car behind them, trailing them. So like I want part of the family. Mm-hmm. So, I said, like, why one of y'all ride with me? No, Dad, you know what's going to happen. So when I did, I had to put myself on a curfew at times, I had to be in the house at 5 o'clock. If I come out after 5 o'clock, I know I'm going to jail, or I know I'm getting detained, going to get roughed up or something. So I just told to put myself on curfew at 5 o'clock. I knew I had to be in the house, because I know at 5 o'clock, they got like something where they just pull everybody over at nighttime. So if I did go out, I had to rent one of my kids' cars or my friend's car or somebody's cars.
Darren, I hear you when you say this led to very dark times for you. This has been like years of living in fear that this is going to happen again and again and again. It would do that to anyone. It would drive anyone absolutely crazy. What would happen? What would happen though when you'd say to the officers or anybody you encountered of authority, "This is not me, guys. This happens over and over." What happened?
I have a folder that I ride it with in my car. It got different, at once from the county of Marion County, it said, "Do not apprehend Darren Cole. The warrant is not him." I got a letter from Sarge Osborne stating, "This is Darren Cole. The warrant is not Darren Cole of 1046 North Keystone." That's where I used to live. I got a whole big old folder I ride with to show them. They look over there and be like, "That don't mean nothing." They still detain me for an hour, 45 to 2 hours. And, a lot of times they had you on your knees, sometimes squeezing your neck, just holding you down. It's rough. It was rough. One of them told me, one of the police officers got so mad at me. He said, "The next time I tell you got a warrant, you better say you got a warrant." I was like, "I ain't got no warrant. That's not me." Mm-hmm. He's like, "Well, next time I ask you, better tell me." And then, he got aggressive with me. There was a time that one time my friend broke his leg. I rushed my friend to the hospital. Don't you know the police? One police officer came up and told him, "Hey man, it's not him." He ended up calling another police officer. This Harrison kid. He called another police officer, and he came up and was like, "Driver, step out. If you do anything wrong, I'm going to shoot you." So I had to step to the back of the car. Now, remind me, my friend is sitting in the passenger seat with his leg in a bag for not to get the blood in my car. His arm in the bag and his leg in the bag not to get the blood in my car because he's hurt on the motorcycle. He made my friend drive the car back to Harrison and Kids and took me to jail. My friend was waiting outside for 4 hours waiting on me to get out of jail and then take me to the hospital. This is how bad I was treated.
And it's been years of this. 2006 is when it started. At what point during all of this, Darren, did you understand that there is somebody with your exact name and birthday? How did that come to light?
After I came from 35th in Michigan, and when I did that, and then I went to 26th California, that's when they told me. But when they first put me over in 2006, I told them, I say, I can't work at my jobs. I got a warrant. I work at Federal Mocha. You can't work there if you got a warrant or any kind of crime. I ain't never did a crime a day in my life, and so I started doing my investigation after that because I seen that I wasn't getting no help. I just didn't want to give up. That's all. I was fighting.
And thank God you did, because I'm sure this, I know it hasn't been easy for you. And like I said, anybody who was going through this would be a living nightmare. And so difficult to deal with. Would they hold you in the lockup and then just sort of say, "Oh, sorry, you're right, let you go," or how did that go?
You know, this how I go. I be like, they'll put me in there, come lock me up, take me one of them dirty cells where you can't drink the water or nothing like that, and then I say, "Can y'all just look at the guy's photo before y'all take me back there? Because it ain't me, man." And they like insist on taking me back there 4 hours till my friend come back. Then they'll say, "Sorry, sir, it ain't you." I said, "I need some paperwork. I got to show my wife. When I go home, she going to be thinking I'm lying. Now, I need to show her where I'm at." "Sorry, sir, we can't do that." And they'll just let me out the back door, and then I go home, and then I got to face her. But she got tired of it, so my wife got tired of it. She thought it was like I was using that as a crutch and got tired. I'm not no cheater. I'm a family man. So she got tired of it. Huh?
I'm sorry, Darren. Weren't you brought to the same place multiple times, like the same police station?
All over the city. They even had a judge, a letter from the judge to come to my job and have me locked up for it. And that's when they came to my job too.
Oh my God, Darren. Hang on for a second. Can you hang on with me, because I do want to talk with your attorney as well. I know you've got a pending legal case. I guess I should say police would probably say, "Gosh, he had the same exact name, the same exact birth date, even driver's licenses sort of match." One number off.
One number off.
I mean, I can see where police would make this confusion, but this certainly seemed to go on way, way too long.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Darren, please. Go ahead.
Okay, well, when I went out to the Illinois State Police at Villa Park, after I left the DMV, because I had went to the DMV with the police and tried to get it straightened out. So I just called the police so they could let the police know to stop pulling me over. So I went to the DMV, the supervisor called Springfield, and they sent me out there. And Springfield told the police, "It's not him. Y'all should be doing y'all job. Y'all shouldn't be pulling him over." So instead, they sent me to Villa Park, Illinois State Police to Villa Park. Now, when I got out there, I said, "I'm going to call the police." But they sent me out there to get my plate flag out there. But they said, so when they sent me out there, the police showed me the screen. On the bottom of his police screen, it said the guy's license has been suspended since 2011. Now, I just renewed my license every year on 2019. So how could the warrant be me?
No.
They're not looking at their screen all the way.
Yeah, and you had those supporting documents, and you went to all these lengths. I don't know what else you could have done, Darren. Can you pause for hang on with me for a second, okay, will you? And then, Luke, I know you're on the line too. We're gonna circle back. I have to just pause for a moment though, but then we'll be back with Darren Cole and his attorney Luke Fernback here on WGN in just a moment here. We've been talking with Darren Cole here on WGN. He is not the Darren Cole wanted by police, though they share the exact same name, exact same spelling, same birthday even, and even their driver's license, we just learned, were one number off. So this mistaken identity case led to a living hell for him, I think is fair to say. You heard him. It ruined his marriage. He didn't want to go out after hours for fear that you were yet again going to be arrested and had to go through this whole thing over and over again. I know a lot of us saw this story and I didn't really know what to make of it. And just hearing it, hearing Darren, you talk about it, it's just, I'm so sorry. I can say nothing else. I am so sorry about what you have been through. I cannot even imagine. I know now that thank you for sharing your story, because I think it's important that people do hear it. Luke Fernback is your attorney. And, what is this, a federal case now, Luke? Tell me what it is you're suing over, how this is going.
Sure, that's right. And just to be clear first, I'm a student attorney at Northwestern Law School working with a team of attorneys that are advocating for Mr. Cole.
Hey, let me ask you about that, Luke. So is this a pro bono kind of thing? You're at...
So it's a collaboration between attorneys at First Defense Legal Aid as well as the Community Justice and Civil Rights Clinic at Northwestern. Both of those organizations work to file lawsuits in federal court to seek justice for individuals who are being harmed by the criminal legal system.
Yeah, and we just heard from Darren, he was having difficulty getting an attorney. He certainly needed one. My God, the things that he's had to go through, it seems as if didn't need to happen this many times. So what's the lawsuit about? What are you trying to do here?
Sure. So our lawsuit is alleging a pattern and practice on CPD's part of failing to maintain accurate records and the way in which those practices directly resulted in Mr. Cole's constitutional rights being violated by being stopped and detained approximately 60 times. This is, should have been a simple case of mistaken identity that could have easily been resolved 15 years ago if CPD took seriously its obligation to protect the constitutional rights of Chicagoans.
If you talk to police, they would say, my God, what are the chances? Same name, spelled exactly the same way, not even a traditional spelling of Darren. Same birth date, even their driver's licenses were one number off, which might lead you to believe it was, entered in the computer by mistake. You can see why there was mistaken identity. I don't know who would agree necessarily with what Darren has gone through. What should have taken place here? How should this have been handled differently?
Sure. So CPD has a robust information management system where arrests and detentions are all logged. And once Mr. Cole was pulled over for the first time and this issue of mistaken identity became clear, CPD should have utilized its information management systems to insert entries into that system to ensure that if Mr. Cole's name or license plate number is entered into the system, this warrant does not pop up anymore.
And does it now? Have you gotten that taken care of?
Sure. So we filed this lawsuit last Thursday, and we filed a motion for a preliminary injunction on Friday, and the court scheduled an emergency hearing for the following Monday. So the court clearly recognized that this was an urgent issue that had the potential for there to be continuing irreparable harm. And in between our filing of the lawsuit and the hearing, CPD agreed to take several remedial measures to prevent this harm from continuing, one of which was to get into communication with Marion County, where the warrant was originating, and Marion County agreed to withdraw the warrant. So now the warrant doesn't exist in the system at all, so it will no longer pop up. But I just want to say that kind of emphasizes the point of how easy it would have been for CPD to resolve this situation 15 years ago when Mr. Cole first brought it to their attention, and they failed to do so every step of the way until they had this federal lawsuit filed against them.
Mm-hmm. And the letter, I think, is what really moves me to think that you had somebody, a police officer, write a letter. Isn't that correct? That they wrote a letter to say, this is not the guy, we've arrested him before, and leave him alone. That didn't work.
That's correct. And that's correct. It was a police sergeant wrote that letter for Mr. Cole to carry with him, but we really find that to be insufficient, like an inadequate step to prevent this harm from continuing. I think an officer on patrol looking at that letter might not credit it for a variety of reasons, whereas there are more significant steps within, again, CPD's information management system that officer should have taken, that sergeant should have taken to truly prevent this harm from continuing.
Darren, do you feel now that if this is, you're moving forward with this? Are you still kind of living with the fear that's going to happen again and again?
Well, right now I'm driving another car, so I don't drive a car in my name no more. So I feel much comfortable that I can go everywhere I want to go. I was detained for going places due to the fact that I was scared I was going to go to jail. So now I feel much comfortable that I'm driving another car, not in my name.
Mm-hmm.
I even got pulled over in the car, that in the new car that I'm driving in somebody else's name. It went from a tail light to the warrant.
When's the last time you got pulled over?
December the 7th.
So just a few months ago, 3 months ago, or 4 months ago, I guess that would be now. We're in April.
Yes.
Yes. Are you feeling like that's over now? I mean, do you think that now this federal lawsuit is here? Are you? I guess you got to be hoping to put this all behind you. Do you feel confident that's going to happen?
I hope so. Mm-hmm. I got to rebuild my whole life over now. So now I can get out of fear. The fear that I was going through, I got to get out that fear. And lately, like I said, I've been driving, going places I ain't been in a long time. So it's a whole process. I got to rebuild my life over again now.
Yeah, that is, it is so true. Darren, I wish you nothing but the best. I'm happy and hopeful that you can finally put this behind you. You deserve that for sure. I know we'll hear what happens with this lawsuit, but I wish you just peace, and I just hope you can get that again. The positive wishes to your way to get your life back on track. I just, I hope that can happen.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for. I think it's an important story to hear, and I appreciate your courage coming on and just talking about it, just laying it out there for us.
Yeah, I can feel the pain on my eyes right now talking about it.
Well, thank you, Darren, and I would please keep us posted on what happens with you, and Luke, you too. Thanks for weighing in today on WGN. We appreciate both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darren. That's Darren and Luke, both on that case. I'm sure we'll be reading more about it as you see what happens with that lawsuit. Lawsuit aside, though, that man's going to have a long journey getting his life back on track, as you just heard his very powerful story. It is the bottom of the hour time here on GN. We're going to switch gears here, a little lighter. We're going to